Hello, hi Daisy, hi Kyle. We all on. Oh, how are you feeling, Daisy?
I'm feeling amazing.
Oh, so good. Well, welcome to the Heart to Heart Connection. As this is a very special, it is a special, but it's going to be continue like this. So I just wanted to bring you to the history of the past of Heart to Heart Connection, as it's only me. But obviously, that my topic that's intention now, it's just like, oh, I don't know what to talk. But now I have intention to bring in the relevant topic for us and also the collective to be able to share anything, but just intention of that. Because when we share any of the topic, that is not only healing ourselves, but also healing the collective too. So we're using this session to be really dive deep into our own inner world and also reflect out to our own experiences, whether it's past life, current life, the future life, whatever it is. And we're going to heal at this current moment by just sharing our voice. And I know that a lot of people will be very resonate. And I hope that people who watch this live and replay to jump on the Zoom as well to connect with us. And this is the new way of connection. And we're going to be healing by using our voice is a lot of healing of the shame. The shame is playing so huge in our energetic field. To be able to share by using the phone, we were talking about that, Daisy, right? Yesterday, we were talking about like using our voice and to be vulnerable and self-guidance, to be sit in your own shadow, sit in that pain. And whether you're processing or whether you're integrating, this is the session for it. By using the heart to heart connection, whether your heart is still half open, fully open, especially just like Daisy says, I'm so happy. Bring into all of that energy right in there. It is healing. It's part of the healing. And you don't have to pay somebody, or you don't have to go to doctors as well to do this kind of healing, or a therapist to do the healing, because you can heal yourself. Mm-hmm. So today, the topic is something that I journeyed as well, and I wanted to bring into the conversation with all of you that is in Zoom, and also that people who do the replay and also in live, is guiding each other's or one another back to masculine and also feminine energies and back into union, to reunion. It's not only union, it's reunion, because we all have that in within. It's not something new. And we are looking at inner, and we're also looking at outer. So this is my new vocabulary now. Inner is outer. So what does that really mean? We always said that, okay, you do have masculine or feminine within. True. But how about the men and women outer? That is relevant because they are our sacred mirror. If the man in front of you is looking at, if doing some sort of like feminine work or even wounded masculine work, you reflect your own masculine within. Where is your masculine? Whether you also need to work on it a little bit. And how's your feminine energy in your body? Is that recognized? Is it there, or is there any feeling of it? So it's all relevant. So I used to like very, very boxy. I having this feminine. This is the box. This is inside me. This is the box. And then inside my masculine, this is the box. This is the man. That's the box. And that's the woman outside. That is the box. And is it everybody collective? The boxes are up there. So many boxes. right? And then the boxes will overflow. And then I don't know where to put them. But this is a metaphor, okay? So it is as important as your inner masculine, your inner man, inner woman in you, reflecting the outer man, the outer woman. What, the outer man is not relevant to you? The outer woman is not relevant to you? Are you ignoring? Are you in denial? That is create a separation in within you. If you don't see that inside you, you see outside you, it's the same reflection. Are you trying to close one eye? You're trying to close 2 eyes. Like, you can't see it, I don't know how to do it. That's in denial. Open the third eye. You got 3 eyes. 1 inward, 2 outwards. Use them. So my awareness, this is my awareness before I jump into this topic, before I create this topic, as if because I realized that I have separation with my inner man, my inner masculine. So I have done a dive deep into the feminine mystery for 2 years. I have done it. I tick all the boxes. I'm the master now. You know, when I'm a master means that I tick all the boxes, right? Like 100%, like good student. So I move my body, stay in me, and just, you know, feel the feeling. And I've done it. And then this year, it's sort of like come again. I was like, I don't want to do that, but again, I've done it. Okay, next one. Just like ignore. And you don't even know that what's coming through. But later on, I was accepting the feminine energies coming down through, but it's completely different levels. And then I journey with it from May until now. And then only last week, I'm coming to awareness that I have left my inner man 2 years ago. Have a move. So I create that separation within me because I heal myself of my wounded masculine. I come from a corporate background, as you know that, you know, in here, I'm not, in this conversation here, I'm not talking about what is wounded masculine, what is wounded feminine. This conversation is completely different. But I wanted to touch a little bit so that know that if people that haven't actually worked on the wounded masculine, wounded feminine, what does that really mean? So wounded masculine and within me is pushing, tick off the box, no feeling. I just do what I do. I go home, that's it. And then repeat the routine, daily routine, like autopilot, literally. And you seek outside for validation, competition, climbing the ladders, right? The higher it is, the success. It's like beauty outside, the sparkles outside that is so attracting. I want to compatible to the man. He can do that, I can do that too. That's not different. We're human. Without even recognize that, you know, our feminine body is completely different than the man's body. And this is not only biology part and also the energetic part as well. That we talk about a lot about women. If you really journey into Sacred Heart Valley, we're talking about the blood mystery a lot, the womb work a lot, like these kind of, especially this year, because it is important to really awaken of that in you. You have that. Everybody have that part of you. Don't ignore it. Like the moon cycle, the wheel of the year, how the earth is a female. That Mother Nature is the mother, right? The sun is the father. You need the father and the mother. We can't be separate. You create thunderstorm, but we do have thunderstorm to balance out. That's a release. So the nature know how to do this. So when we look at the nature, we are the nature within. My body is just like Gaia, right? Need nurturing, need lots of water, sometimes fire, sometimes more earth, sometimes more, all of that. So come into the feminine part. I know that we have a lot of like Xenia's really beautiful workshop about the cycle. I thought I had done that. Done that so many times, right? But the thing is that every single time when I sit in those educational workshops, I ask myself again, which part of you not missing of that little bit? Is always little nuggets that for me to dive even deeper. We only had pre-event and look at it, what happened. We only had pre-event. It's like not really initiation, but it's sort of like reflection on my own journey. And all that, and we dive deeper. And it's so beautiful when you dive really deep. And remember that feminine will dive deep. The masculine is going rising up. So that is the polarity. It's a divine polarity. We need to have this polarity. I know that I read a lot of articles about, the polarity is bad. We don't want to be in polarity, so that your duality. But what if we observe by using our lenses, our pure lenses to observe that, of that part of you? We do have yin and yang. It is there. The battery charges, plus and minus, is there. Black and white is there. We can be closing our eyes. I know it's not there. It's bad. I don't want to see it. Right? Men and women, feminine, masculine, everything have two. Why? It's balance. When you know that you have inner woman, inner man, outer woman, outer man, when we work together, you bring in the union. You cannot bring yourself to union ignoring each other. No. That is my aha moment. I left my inner man all the way 2 years ago, and he hasn't catch up with me. But I dive even deeper to my family mystery. But now I am inviting all the men, all the women to look at your inner and outer. What is currently you need right now is all relevant. It's no longer in the box. Come out. When I say no longer in the box, it's just like, feminine, it's in here. Masculine, it's in here, not outside. I'm not looking at anything in. Yeah, blinding yourself. Well, you have your eye in front of your head is to see it, to see really clearly that what is relevant to you and work on that. So that is my own journey. And that is also why I wanted to open this heart connection here, because I recognize that the man, the physical man, need to evolve. The man have rising by his in patriarchal way, but they haven't evolved yet. So this conversation today, it is looking at how do we evolve in the real story, in the real life. It's not about ancient or future, it is now. There's a real life people that is sitting in this window here that I can see him. So let us welcome Carl Turtle to come in and really share heart to the audience of his journey to bring forward how really from an immature boy to shine that in the power out, so that, well, not really so that he has been recognized, but the thing is so that everybody can see, can hear the story from the voice. Let's welcome Kyle.
Thank you, Lilian. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you, Daisy. Thank you, Sacred Heart Valley. What an incredible journey it has been. Journeying back to the heart, to the heart of love and truth. But all before that, with my journey, it's been a very deep journey. So from my journey with my, well, it all started with just a lot of loss in my life, like losing a father, not having that masculine there to support me physically, energetically, in the way that I needed. So with growing up with women, my mom too, she was a huge support, and she provided that nurturance that I needed. But I knew that there was something deeper, that there was this deep, deep, deep love that I was seeking to just fully be held and seen and witnessed and recognized, just with the depth of the emotions in my heart, because I just had so much love for everyone and everything. And being an empath and super sensitive, even now and as a child, it was this inner journey of seeking a lot. Yeah, seeking the support of the feminine in ways that I needed to feel whole, complete, and fulfilled. And I didn't know where to go to look for that. So it was just this journey of discovering this inner magical world. And I suppressed a lot when I was younger. There was just so much pain that I felt like I had to just be that man of the house, that father of the house at such a young age, to be that support, that I didn't really allow myself that space to cry, to be vulnerable. So with my journey, it has been a very healing journey of being that mother and father to myself as well. And from all the seeking, like my prayers were answered. One miraculous day when I connected to Lilian on Instagram, she's doing a live, and I could feel all this energy and healing and love emanating from the Instagram live. And I'm like to myself, what's going on? This feels incredible. And being recognized and witnessed and seen by Lilian on Instagram through her live was so humbling. Was so, so humbling. I was getting all these goosebumps, and like I felt like I was coming back alive. So then Lilian mentioned about the Sacred Heart Valley, that she was having a 2222 celebration connect. And I'm like, my heart is resonating with it so much. And Lilian's symbol, her sacred symbol for the Sacred Heart Valley, was a crystal. And I love my crystals and all of nature. And the crystal was like in the shape of a heart. And I'm like, been working with the heart and journeying back to the heart, trying to find my pathway back to the heart for many years, ever since my father passed and then my stepfather passed. Is like this heart, like healing the heart, healing that wound, that father wound too as well, which was just so prominent in my life. So upon joining the Connect Within Sacred Heart Valley, I knew that it was everything that I was seeking. It's being reflected back to me in the physical from what was deep, deep within my heart, of wanting my heart to be healed, of wanting my heart to be whole and complete, and not to feel that heartache of like from the loss. So with the Sacred Heart Valley, it's been a journey, a beautiful, deep, incredible journey of coming back to the heart. And I've been with like a lot of like my feminine energy most of my life, because that's what I knew, like growing up with like my mom and her friends and that support system. It was comforting, it was nurturing to me. And with my creativity and with nature, I've always connected to nature and just felt safe and held within nature as well. Just with like our divine mother Gaia and Mother Nature, Mother Earth, it's just like that connection. And I would always just go to nature for healing. And I would always feel good. And nature never judged. And I loved connecting to women because they were just so nurturing, and it was like that support that I needed. As for me, it was like I was honestly scared of my masculine side because I didn't know how to fully tune into it, because I was so much in that feminine flow and that creativity and that beautiful energy, and with like the creative muses that would always come through me, and with music and song and dance and all of that, that I didn't know how to bring the masculine fully back into that embodiment. I knew, like looking in the mirror, that like I'm a man, or at the time it was like that boy, and I've been a boy, like this boy, like this little boy, up until like the 8-8 portal, you know, just being so soft and sensitive. And even in times when I had that fire, I was scared of it. And it like scared people that I would just like suppress it and be like, no, we're going to go back into that feminine flow of creativity. I'm like, that's where I belong, in that flow and that nurturing energy. So I just did myself a disservice for so long, but there were so many blessings in being in that flow with the feminine, because I was searching for like my soul brothers to bring that fulfillment to me, because I thought that I needed those like soul brothers to bring that masculine part of me back. And I was seeking and seeking. I didn't know how to like receive like these soul brothers, because I'm like, I'm an artist, I'm not into sports and all of that. So it was really hard for me to relate to like the support of like the masculine that I needed. And yeah, so I disassociated myself. Like I literally wrote off the masculine side of me. And I'm like, okay, the feminine is what I'm so used to, that I'm like, this is just how it's gonna be. And I'm like, I'm okay with that, because I'm like, you know what? that nurturing energy that I need. So in March, I had a huge wake up call. Yeah, I got bit by a dog. And oddly enough, it was on my masculine side. So I was deep in thought right before it happened. And I was questioning, what's my purpose? Like what am I here to do? And then the dog bit me. And from the suppression of like my voice and not having that fire like within my core, because I didn't know what it felt like, my voice couldn't help but it needed to be heard. That I'm like, to the person with the dog, I'm like, your dog bit me. Like my voice was just screaming in that pain. It was like my core was also screaming like, your voice needs to be heard. Like this happened to your body. This is like an injury. Like your voice needs to be heard. So it was like this integration of like my masculine, and it was like my father came through, and it was just all of this stuff that I was suppressing unconsciously, like subconsciously, like, so it's like I couldn't help but not to look at it and to face it in the face, like face to face, being like, yes, this is the masculine waking me up. And I'm so glad that that happened, because it was the wake up call that I needed. So then I dive deep, deep, deep into, okay, why did this happen? You know, it really helped me to get me out of my headspace into like my heart space more and into my actual body for like empowerment. So I knew that this was just like a catalyst for immense healing and growth. So once I fully surrendered to the experience, my father came through. And it was all this forgiveness that I had for them and the compassion, and that they were fully seeing me as like that loving child that I always was, that they just loved me for just being that love, just being that like sweet little boy. But I'm like, I didn't want to be that sweet little boy anymore. I'm like, I'm tired with that title of, oh, Kyle, he's so sweet. He's that sweet little boy, you know? So I'm like, no, it's time for me to be a man. So it was like this whole journey of going through my childhood, reclaiming all the parts of me, all the fragments that I knew at the time, and that empowerment and that fire. So it was just bringing that all back. And the support within the Sacred Heart Valley has been immensely beautiful and has been such an incredible support. And knowing that from searching for those soul brothers, that I didn't need those soul brothers to help me be complete. It's that remembrance of the self in my heart and the masculine, feminine within. But within the Sacred Heart Valley, the feminine has really helped me to bring that wholeness and that completeness back into my being for empowerment. So the feminine has been such a significant, empowering, pivotal part in my life, where it's practical and real and supportive. And my heart is just has so much gratitude for just allowing the feminine to be expressed in such a beautiful way, and allowing myself to be vulnerable within the Sacred Heart Valley, to be heard, seen, felt. And within the Sacred Heart Valley, the first time that I shed a tear within the Connect, I knew that I was safe, that I was held. And it was so incredible to witness that and to experience it through my whole being and my whole body. It was just so beautiful and such an honor for just allowing myself to just allow those healing tears to flow and just having the feminine just being right there without any judgments, without any projections. It was so beautiful. So then I went into a whole deeper journey of just uncovering that remembrance and the truths of me, and even deeper in my heart. So fully allowing my heart to melt and to soften and to fully open. And in that surrender, I was able to just fully receive and to just be. And with that surrender, all the remembrance came in. So then journeying now with like the gods and the goddesses has been a beautiful balance of allowing that fire to surface from my core through my creative passions in my heart. And working with like Kali Ma now, she says, Kyle, it's time to just stop suppressing that fire. It's like all those creativities, all those artworks and like the writings and all of that, it's wanting to come up to the surface to just fully be expressed. Whereas before I wouldn't take any action with like my meditations and my journeying, because it's just, I didn't have that masculine fully anchored and grounded within. I didn't know how. I didn't know how I was going to do that. So I would just meditate, feel in total bliss, and then do nothing about it. And I would be in that, I was in that constant cycle for 10 years. And it was like I was disassociating from my body, not fully feeling everything. I was suppressing things. I was numbing things because it was just, the grief was so deep that was like my coping for me, was just flying around in the air, and it was just like just having a great time. But then my body was, would trip all the time, and my body was saying like, Kyle, be in your body, you're in your body for a reason. So then once I started grounding and learning how to ground with the chakras, everything just started like aligning. Whereas like I would start painting and creating and taking action. So it's just like harnessing my creative fire, but it was still in that gentle way. Whereas like my creativity was just flowy. When I would paint, I would be floating around, but still it would take me days to ground. So it was like this, everything was like, it was like this imbalance, right? It was like there were moments happen where it's like I needed to be in my masculine in that fire, but I was scared of my fire. I was so scared of it because I was so used to being soft with my voice that I literally like lost my voice. Like I didn't know how to speak my truth. So it's been an incredible journey of allowing that fire to surface in a safe, sacred space and to be held by the feminine within the Sacred Heart Valley. Whereas they saw my fire rise, and it was just being rebirthed as this beautiful phoenix. And it was like at the end of that, it was like the whole world didn't crumble. Like it was just so much beauty that it was just this rebirth, and I felt so free. and so alive. So now, bringing in the remembrance. So knowing that like we are always supported, watched over, but I would always say that to myself, but wouldn't fully feel it or experience it. So with my journey with the Sacred Heart Valley, I've rediscovered all the remembrance, all the remembrance that the feminine was always there, encouraging me to just keep going, just one more step, just having a little bit more faith and a little bit more belief. And fully seeing that remembrance through the journey, and to know that the feminine has been the greatest gift, which helped to bring me home back to my heart, to fully feel, like fully deeply feel, and to bring then that masculine to meet the feminine, and then to blend together as one. And I finally feel complete and whole. And now bringing in like a twin flame, it's that remembrance of yeah, that remembrance of the wholeness. Yeah, it changes everything.
Thank you, Carl, for sharing all your journeys on the 22 of February portals. And that is the heart portal. There's opening on that day. And what I think it's 9 months, 8 months young, still a baby. So hearing your journey dancing within of masculine and feminine energies, and to recognize that energies is not a smooth journey. It's a lot of bumpers, falling down, stand up. And I witnessed you on the first day of open day, or even right before open day, that you step into, and completely see you and hear you in every single circles that you joined. You never missed out. So I also encourage all of you to participate all the events in Sacred Heart Valley. It is all about the activations, healings, nurturing, that whatever that you need, you will receive. if only you allowed yourself and give yourself permission. We create all the circles and gatherings for the collective. And you, all of us, individual artists, represent the collective. And we not only heal ourselves, we heal people around you. Heal your ancestors, our ancestors, and heal masculine and feminine. Heal the earth. Heal everyone that who is needed. So there's a huge work, huge mission for all of us. It's not only me, not only Kyle, but it's everyone that you hearing this. If this is resonate with you, just come closer to us. This is an invitation. And you can message me, message Daisy and Kyle, or anyone in Sacred Heart Valley. You want to know more? We'll definitely open the door to share and to show you what is masculine energies, what is feminine energies. At least you need to recognize and aware and be conscious. That's the first steps. Without really dive into deeper, it may take years for you to come back again. But it is okay. Everybody have their own path, have their own journey. But I am open to have this conversation because it landed as now is a potent moment for the masculine to evolve. And in here, I like to thank Daisy to be part of my journey every single steps, 24 hours and 7 days a week. Even though in the dreams, like I don't even aware that I'm extra travel. She said, Lilian, last night you extra travel with me. Yay! So I would love Daisy to come on board as well to share about her experience of masculine and feminine. What is the profound moment at this moment? We don't have to share a lot, but if you want to, that's fine, because this is the kickoff of the first conversation. We have many conversations, but we are sharing our own experience of what have healed, what is aha, oh my God, what is I'm dropping out or dropping off, I forgot. Just like what I share. And I just wanted to bring into conversation that Daisy and I, we met before Sacred Heart Valley, like last year, January last year, 31st, I remember. No, actually 31st of October, the year before, we journeyed SELVES, coming to the third year now, Daisy.
Wow, we know each other that long, or maybe longer, because lifetime after lifetime, we are old. Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought, oh, there's Asian there. That's Asian name. Hi, my name is Lilian. But I'm always the only Asian in any of the program, any of the journey, any of the ceremony and rituals. I'm the only Asian. I said, where's the Asian guy? Like seriously, when I saw your name, she's like, yes, but we got too busy. We initiated ourselves as a priest as well, cut the path, and we're busy in doing our inner work and catch up with other sisters in the group that we allocated, and we did not even meet at all. Not even once. And we journey 2 programs concurrently together. Yeah. And until last year, the beginning of last year, and I got COVID, and that is the turning point. But before you start, Daisy, to share, I want to honor 13 Marine Mystery School of my mentor, my teacher, my mother, my grandmother, of Elaine Kalila, and also Diana G. Brown. They have, especially Diana, she has been there with me from day one. Private message, private everything of all the spiritual madness that I experience. And she holds a very, very deep safe space for me to journey as priestess and commune with the goddesses, 13 goddesses, and 13 of the karma. Now over to you now, Daisy.
Oh, thank you. I don't even know where to start. It's so rich.
I know.
Yeah, so amazing. Yeah, me also these two mentors you mentioned, and also connect with Ariel Spielberg also on personal level, and it's truly remarkable, all those founding mothers who paved the road for all our works, showing us how to walk that inner depths, the inner shadows, how to witness all the sisters and how we support each other in container. It's like unlike anything I experienced in my life. But first, I want to honor what Kyle just shared. It was so beautiful. So there's something that I think it's only recently, maybe I know this all the way along the journey. I don't know whether it's some kind of something very interesting on earth. It, like, to me, at least personally in my life, when I grew up, I grew up like a boy. So it's like with Kyle, he's very like has this delicate aspect, purity, like a girl. I grew up like very straightforward, very competitive. I was in the athletic field and like professional swimming team. I don't know whether this is something, because I heard from one of my mentors, is like he talked about is some kind of, I don't know whether related to our deep shadow work. It's like girls who reincarnate as girls, the essence is like boy, and boy who reincarnate as boy, the essence is like girl. So this is something very interesting. It's like like it's like the journey at the beginning of life, kind of like I'm just fully embodying, I know I am a boy, that kind of essence. So to me, it's only after I come to United States at age 30, I started like blossoming and learning the feminine aspect. So it's like the reunion of the inner union is kind of like allow the feminine, the emotional body coming online, give her a voice and let her feel safe, and holding the space and be that unshakable ground for her. And to me, that's like to me, the masculine energy is like the ground. I don't know, maybe it's kind of different, but to me, it's like trust me, and I am your ground. Just come out, and so that tender like aspect of that girl voice or the women aspect able to come in. So that's how I feel like my inner union come like that way. But I guess this has something to do with the way how I was raised and how I always seeing it that way, how I'm always mimicking how my dad is like in his life. He's always very quiet, but always like his word is like gold. When he said he remember it his whole life, he will like, yeah, it's that kind of face, unshakable face in life. And I'm developed how to see that in every person in my life, and also feeling it deeply especially in this space with you guys. I know everything's gonna be okay if I with you guys in the space, and there's no need to worry, and we take care of each other. So it is a beautiful feeling, and to learn how to dance this way. And also I'm feeling it more and more, like in a lot of the circle I dance with sisters. It's like, wow, this depths of the the depths, how we hold each other, is like so fertile, this ground. Because in the past I associate this kind of quality as man, as seeing in my father, and now I'm seeing it in women. How I see women, how strong that we hold each other, like not letting anyone down. I thought it was very beautiful. So yeah, I guess to be able to allow the tender aspect of myself coming out is something that I'm learning how to let it out, and how to find that delicate moment of the flower, allow her to blossom. So like for me to rediscover, where's my wound, where's my tender part, because within the tender part there's the richness of the inner sweet fragrance waiting to come out. To discover that, and I thought that was very miraculous journey. And also have all those amazing memories with you guys, and how you guys holding the healing space for me. Like for me, that a certain part of myself I shovel away, like shadow, and you guys able to hold me, and holding that healing ground. It's almost like turning the dead to alive, bring the dead back to life. I thought it was truly remarkable. I had so many amazing healing and transformation walking with both of you. Yeah, I'm just deeply grateful, because the healing doesn't happen from others. It's like it truly happened from inside me. And I'm learning this like more and more, like amazed more and more each day, and knowing the miracle can only happen if I allow it to happen within. It's not like something you can give. It's like I guess you can give someone something, but how do I recognize the gift present packed within that? I give it a spirit. It's like I see it. I see the life. I see the liveliness. It's only that I can see the beauty, and if I can see the depths of the fresh breath of life, it only rises within. It's like we did journey yesterday too, like birthing the inner child. It's like we recognize the masculine, we recognize the feminine, and then we recognize the union, and the inner child bursts out. So yeah, I guess that's the union code. Yeah, thank you. I love you both so much.
Daisy, I wanted to go back to when you're talking about you share something and then how do you receive that as well. But I just want to bring into this your awareness, that I know that you're already aware probably. I just wanted to say again, when I first listened to your poem, my the whole body melt.
Aww.
That is how you give people. That is part of your service. Even though you repeat, every single time you repeat your poem, it just melt. Oh, I know that Carl is like flowy too. I literally melt. And I know a couple of your point in the beginning, when I started to share your poem when I was driving all the time, I know you're like, can I catch up? Can we reach out? I was like, okay. But it was just amazing to hear your poem the first time. I remember I cried. It touched the deep levels or layered of my heart that I have no idea is there. It literally melt. I was like, oh, what is this? But couldn't recognize. But I know that is your poem. Every single word that you put on your poem is so much feeling. And that feeling is from inside you, Daisy. That is your emotion. You are literate out by writing. And you know what? No one can write like that. Only you. Only you.
Oh,
Deep inside the soul. It's like the heart is like so I didn't even know what is that, because I know that I was and I am still continuously, right, with the heart journey, heart healing journey. But in the beginning, your pop just melt. It's just like incredible. I was like, what is this? And I was like addicted to your poem. So the more that you read, the more that I drive so soothing and smoothly to work. So I was really, that's my morning breakfast because it's my morning. So yeah, it's a morning vitamin or morning sun. If I'm not in the sun, I was like, I need Daisy so that vitamin come in, the ray, the light, everything. So I want you to really looking at your gift.
that is so interesting. I did had a vision about poem before. So like I'm not sure. I know you speak Chinese too. By the way, that was a surprise. One day I caught you speaking Chinese.
Daisy, you speak Chinese to me. Do I need to respond to you? Like we never speak Chinese before.
Yeah, so being raised in China, we like have early memory. We need to recite poetries, like the classic, like a 300 like poetry book, like from Tang Dynasty.
Lucky I'm not from China.
Yeah, yeah, that's like in the early childhood. I don't remember much of them. Even in school, like we have to recite certain classic poems. I guess like kids here, like kids reading Shakespeare here.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, very similar way. But with Chinese poetry, there's certain format, and usually very short. Like each line is only 5 words or 7 words, and only 4 lines, like something like that. There was one time I was meditate, and suddenly I realized that the very essence of the poem is like a dosage of nectar, and you take 1 drop, instant nirvana. Like instantly, like a path to nirvana just opened up. And I realized, oh, that's the essence of the poem. It's like when we talk about the toroidal field in our body, like it's a universal, our vertex, how we open up. The whole thing about enlightenment and journey is just to open up the density in our mental field. So it creates this fluid flow. And what the poem does is it opened up that portal, that channel, it just opened up and instantly we reached to nirvana.
Yeah, that's how I feel, I think. Like constantly feeling, yay, in the bliss of home. It's melting. so when you said that, but I was amazed that I know that the Chinese poem is only a few lines. I have those as well because I'm from Chinese school. But to be able to write poem in English, and you only arrived here like what, 10 years ago in America? 10 years ago? And you can write so beautiful in a simple word. It's amazing. So that is like how deep your inner world beauty is. It's the feeling of your inner world. It's so deep that, and in a way that anyone here, whether it's a man or woman, when they hear it, they just melt. So yeah.
Thank you.
So I have to be like, whatever that you say in the beginning, right? I can resonate. Like in the beginning, I'm like a boy as well. I have boyish hair. I never had long hair. The same too. Like the parents always like, even though I have two siblings, my sister and my brother, because I'm the eldest, I'm the example, I'm the lead, I'm leading, right? And yeah, I had to be like the top of the mark, everything excellent, not only excellent, but high distinction. So I've been like that that bar. If I go to Little bar, that my parents face up, it's like
Yeah.
pleasing. Yeah. And then I got the way always when they're sleeping in the morning, like, can you sign my report card? And my dad was like, what did you give me last night? I said, oh, I forgot. But it's actually because when they wake up, right, like when they're sleepy, right, they cannot see what is the red. But my dad is okay. But my parents are okay when I'm gradually getting older. But it's just like you have that in you. You always need to, you compete yourself, literally. You want to be better, 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 better. Because you are trained to become one. And that is how the women compete with men in society. I can be doing a lot same like you, because think about it, our salary in the market is not compatible. The men get more, the women get less, even though it's the same job. I'm talking about the corporate world. That's why the women as well work double or triple hard in turn, also the hard as an energy form, and also the daytime. You work 5 hours, 7 hours, the woman work more than 12 hours. At home, continue to work. Nobody know. Yeah, it's just work harder, literally, just to be recognized. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Now you're talking about it, it's so interesting. I never felt that. It's almost like in all my careers that I've been to, I never really experienced inequality. I guess like for instance, when I was in military, everybody is paid equally poor, and so I never really felt inequality. Or even when I was in China, I didn't get paid that much. But I guess it's that kind of like a camaraderie, that kind of feeling. We are equally poor, equally happy, and
Right. So yeah, like it obviously is like you're in different dynamic,
yes,
but it's
different.
also really good to hear from you that you feel into comrade, which is really important because comrade is a community, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
for me to create a community without even feeling into community, I failed the first time. I literally failed because I was pushing myself to do this. I was like, I'm so tired. Closing community, boom. This is like 2 years ago. And on the like this time around to open Sacred Heart Valley is the divine. I received the divine message, and I was like, I can't do this alone. It's too big. And somehow that I just received more and more, and I just trust the path. And then all of you arrive, magical arrive. It's so magic,
it is
and I
every
love
day.
it. I know. And then like every day we co-create, like literally we still co-create together. And we now we're in the management team and we still co-create non-stop. And then it's also part of like, it's the guardians of the code of
Mm-hmm.
the initiate as well. And we in the triad, we continue to co-create.
Yeah, we are like a productive machine. We just non-stop.
Well, not non-stop, Daisy. We're looking at the moon, the energy, the cosmic energy, and then we dance with we went deep, we stopped. July. So I want to win as well. So from July, right? Like July, I remember that, oh, this is a deep thing. And I was like, oh, feeling into like everybody, self-care, self-love, go out with your friends. So I know that you went is it aquarium, isn't it? Like to see well, yes, to see well. And then now you do kayaking. This is an outside activity. Go out. So I was with my friends as well, having coffee, chit chat, which is a real friends that you can see each other's. So yeah, we need to go out.
touch the ground, touch the grass,
Touch the ground, yes.
yeah.
To feel into the real thing. And how's that feel like in your body too?
Yeah, I love that feeling, to be more grounded. I feel like a lot of time when we too much caught into the speed of life, and we lost touch with our own body. I remember like when I first walk a pig, or when I walk a snake, like pig is funny, and snake the same way, because they when you observing like animals, when they like walk the ground, they don't just like zoom through. They kind of like literally like scouring every inch of the ground. Like snake, they just like dancing and like sweeping every inch of the ground when they touch, because like it's like they're owning every inch of the ground they touch. The same way with pig. When they walk, it's like they have to like smell every single grass, every single flower. It's so hard to walk the pig. It's not like dog, and it's faster, but I was babysitting 2 pigs for my friend, and I learned so much wisdoms of them.
I love that. Carl, do you have anything to share of all of these? I'm sure you have lots of experience. You have a cat too.
Yeah.
Oh yes, definitely. Oh, with my cat, has definitely taught me to slow down. And I actually started, well, I think, yeah, 2 years later, after receiving my cat, I started doing yoga and just started napping more, resting more, slowing down, just learning through my cat's ways. And yeah, it's just that chill vibe, just, yeah, embracing that chill vibe. And yeah, it's amazing how my cat has, hey, so with my journey with my cat, so it's a whole magical journey. So I had a dream about my cat for 3 nights in a row, and then I had the intuitive thought to go look like at the um, like rescue, cat rescue, and in my dream, my cat was a black cat, and I could see my cat as um, like it was like my cat was like a teenager, and I'm like, okay, this is cool. Like I was seeing him as like human, and then so I went to the pet rescue, and right then and there, I knew he was like my cat. Well, I changed his name to Onyx. His name before was my goodness, what was his name before? Oh, it doesn't matter. Anyway, so I changed his name to Onyx in memory of like a friend. So he was sitting there like regal, like, and he looked like a jaguar. I'm like, oh, I love this energy. I love like empowerment. Like my cat was that empowerment. And then he was like watching me, and as soon as I got to the front of the like his enclosure, he started like rubbing his head like this, and then all of a sudden he started talking. I'm like, oh, I'm like, his meow is just, oh, I just got my heart. I'm like, yes. So I went 4 days in a row, and I'm like, yes, this is like, yes, it's meant to be. It's destiny. It's fate. So I remember bringing him home, and he just like ran to the washroom and was hiding. So I was just like, when I gave him like an hour, and then just kind of like, I know I was like, I was a little bit nervous because I'm like, how is he gonna react? And then all of a sudden, like his eyes got so big, and then like he came up to me, and I'm like, it's okay, buddy, it's okay. And yeah, yes.
You're talking about me?
And then he just started like rubbing his head on me, and just was just so loving, So it was like she was super healing for my heart. And I'm like, oh, it's the best decision I've ever made. I'm just like, yeah, it's amazing what animals teach us. You know, that unconditional love, like that compassionate love, like that no judgment, like they just love us fully and completely. And that's all they know how to do. So it's just using that teaching all throughout my life. It's like, yes, leading with the heart, leading with love. It's like I only know how to love. So it's just like, you know what I mean? So it's just bringing that into every area of your life and just letting that flow through everything and touching everything and rippling out. And then that love, it comes back to you in the most beautiful and incredible ways, which I'm fully experiencing now through like self-love, self-care, and through all the love within Sacred Heart Valley, like that compassionate love, that like tender, nurturing love, like it's just all with the heart. It's the heart frequency, and that's what Sacred Heart Valley is all about. So it's truly a gift and blessing. Just very grateful, thankful, and blessed each and every day. It's truly home. It's truly home. Thank you.
So beautiful. Thank you so much. Daisy, do you have anything to add? I feel like we are.
Just this morning, I was just so amazed. Onyx has something to talk, and you have to deliver that message. Like, it's so persistent. You gotta deliver the message to everyone. I have something to say, right?
And I know that he's like, oh no, he just like, you know, let's continue on. Okay, connect to Onyx. That's what Jen said. Yeah.
Yeah, they're so wise.
Yeah. Well, I guess that if do you guys still have any more to talk about it, to share?
I can share a poem at some point, but I want to hear you guys reflect first.
Yes, can I share my letter to the feminine?
Oh yes, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Okay, so this is my letter. Dear feminine, I'm sorry for not opening myself fully to you throughout my life. I was scared of being fully vulnerable with the feminine. I thought I had to be strong in order to receive the feminine. In surrendering to the feminine, I was able to grow, to be nourished, and to allow the full flow, which has created amazing life changes. The feminine has been waiting so long for me to become softer and to melt. I honor you, feminine, for holding me, for bringing me back to wholeness. It's the greatest gift. Now to the feminine and providing safe, sacred space to hold the feminine and to hold the feminine within. Now is the time for the feminine to flourish and to flourish within.
I also wanted to read a letter that I write for men. So men, on behalf of all women, I am sorry. I'm sorry for the heartache and pain that we have caused you. I apologize for the misunderstanding, the manipulations, the shaming of your emotion and sexuality, the negative assumptions and chaotic projections and the confusion. I am sorry for where you were walked over, not heard, not appreciated, not trusted, not embraced, and not seen. Please forgive us. Men, on behalf of all the women, thank you. Thank you for showing up, for stepping completely out of your comfort zones, for embracing your vulnerability, for connecting to your hearts, for listening so intently, for speaking your truth, for being so willing, so open, so present, so honest, for loving us and appreciating us. You inspired me. My prayer, may we lean towards a deeper understanding of self and others, of more love and trust between the genders, of closing the gaps of separation that divides us, of rising together as humans for love, awakening of our hearts, evolutions of our consciousness, and the remembering of who we are.
I guess, oh, that's so beautiful, by the way, both of you writing. I was just gonna say, since one of you read about divine masculine, one of you read divine feminine, I'll just read the inner child, divine child. I changed my mind. I'll read something different.
Yes, go ahead.
Beloved, dear inner child, I love you just the way you are. Your sensitive heart, emotions, feelings, the unique way of seeing the self, the world, the beauty in life. I love your unique sense of humor, especially the awkward oddball of the unique you. Loving all the ups and downs in life, loving you when you're falling down, tumbling down hundreds times, thousand times, millions lifetimes, lifetime after lifetimes, yet still able to dance the mistakes and flow, embracing your true sense of the self and the world around, having courage to cry, laugh, cry and laugh the heart out, touch the very bottom truth of the self, the world, the tenderness and very fine fibers of life, palpating the very depths, grains, the deep grains of life, tasting all shapes of color spectrums, smile the variation, texture, the sweetness of love, and allowing the self to dance. Dancing the inner dance, singing out the inner sweet tone, flowing and flying till we meet the true self, the confidence of love, and never stop loving. Loving the self till the moon, till the sun, till we meet the ultimate freedom, meeting the inner eternal soul. Thank you.
Thank you. So beautiful. Daisy, you might like to create a divine child letter of that poem, not letter, that poem. And then Carl will have that letter as well. And we're going to display them in the Sacred Heart Valley.
The Unity Code.
And I think that we do have the 99 code as well. We're going to bring the 99 code out in the Sacred Heart Valley. So yeah, that come to the closing of today's connection, the heart-to-heart connection. Feeling like, with Daisy together, like the triangle. But today it's a downward triangle instead of outward triangle. So beautiful.
This is what I saw. I probably told you guys, I saw a triangle with 3 colors, the trifold flame. But the 3 colors like 3 strawberries, a different color strawberry. It was inside the triangle.
Strawberry. I was eating my strawberry. Sorry, we'll come down. Okay, all right. bring this to class. You know, I'm continuing to eat my strawberry for my lunch. So happy, so joyful. Thank you so much for connecting today, and let's see when we connect again. I know that this is like once a month, and we might do it every fortnight, and we see what happens. So yeah. All right. Thank you so much. Thanks, Daisy. Thanks, Kyle.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Thank
All
you
right.
so much.
Thank
Love
you so
guys.
much. Love you. Bye.
Bye. Good night. Bye.
Bye.